as I said, coming up, the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. Winky Wright, you know, is a terrific fighter, and he's a guy that they say that De La Hoya has been ducking. He's a very, very good one. I want to take a look at the tail of the tape, and it'll tell us a few things about Winky Wright and Juan J.C. Candelo. You'll see that Wright is 5'10" to the 5'11", a half-inch shorter. He's a half-pound heavier. He's a couple of years older, but he's giving away 6 inches in reach to Juan J.C. Candelo. These are the rules under which this fight will be contested. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rules. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee can stop the fight. If there are any headbutts involved or anything of that nature, we'll get to that as it happens. Winky Wright, 44-3, 25 KOs from St. Petersburg, Florida. 2-time IBF champion, 1997 world champ. First fight in Las Vegas for him. A terrific, terrific fighter. And here is J.C. Juan Candelo, 25-4, 3 draws, 17 knockouts. He's based in Colorado, but he hails from outside of Barranquilla in Colombia. He's coming off the most important fight of his career and the biggest win in his rematch against Angel Hernandez. JC's been a professional for about 8 years, and he's fought some real good opposition throughout his career and had some very impressive performances. He first kind of gained in the national attention with his 5 knockout wins in 1997, including 3 wins in 1987 Boxino Latin American tournament. And he was named the 1997 Outstanding Boxer of that tournament as well. And this is Ronald Winky Wright, 44-3, 25 KO. He's the IBF Junior Middleweight World Champion with 2 successful defenses. Formerly the USBA Junior Middleweight Champion with 1 successful defense. Former WBO Junior Middleweight World Champion, 3 successful defenses of that. And he's a former 2-time NABF Junior Middleweight Champion with 2 successful defenses of that. This guy was under contract to French promoters early in his career, and had several of his first 20 fights were overseas. One of his key fights was last year when he defeated Bronco Marcotte and won by an 8th round disqualification over the #1 contender. Ronald Winky Wright, it's hard to believe he hasn't fought in Las Vegas. He's a southpaw. The book on him, excellent skills and movement, good defense. His punches are very accurate. He punches in combination, and his experience against some of the very top opposition. His professional experience, 11 years, 11 months, 47 fights, 279 total rounds in his Jimmy Leonard.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we present a world title attraction here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Once again, it is brought to you by Don King Productions and Square Ring in association with M&M Sports, Caesars Palace, and CM Exchange of Chicago. This bout is sanctioned by the IBF President Myriad Muhammad, Supervisor Linda Torres, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Our judges scoring the bout from ringside. From Covington, Washington, Glenn Hamada. From Glendale, Arizona, Al Munoz. And from Las Vegas, Nevada, Paul Smith. Our third man to the ring, the referee in charge, working in this, his 55th world title bout, Robert Byrd. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger. On my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold trunks with blue and red trim. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, by way of Buenaventura, Colombia, he weighed in at a ready 153 pounds. His record stands at 25 wins, 4 losses, 3 draws, with 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Ranked the #1 IBF Junior Middleweight contender, introducing J.C. Blacktino Candelo. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with black trim, hailing from St. Petersburg, Florida. His weight, 153½ pounds. His record, 44 wins, 3 losses, 25 wins, coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2-time world champion and current IBF junior middleweight champion of the world, introducing Ronald Winky Wright. Once again, a referee in charge is Robert Byrd, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of championship boxing scheduled.
Hey, gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. The only thing I'm going to tell you now is when I tell you stop, that means stop whatever you're doing. Give me a clean break. Protect yourselves on the break. Protect yourself at all times. This is a championship fight. I expect fully a championship effort. Let's do it.
And with the comments of referee Robert Byrd, we're set to go. This is the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. I'm Bob Sheridan, working with me, doing some of our interviews and providing color is Mark Goldberg, and later on we're going to be joined by His Honor, Lennox Lewis, the heavyweight champ of the world, who most consider the undisputed heavyweight champ. I think you'd get some argument out of Chris Byrd and certainly Johnny Ruiz. But this one, Winky Wright, in the burgundy and black trunks, kind of facing you in the multicolored trunks, yellow, blue, and red. That's actually the colors of the Colombian flag, as the fellow from Colombia, J.C. Candelo, was a terrific fighter. You'll notice Winky Wright right away jabs with the right hand, meaning he's a southpaw, so we expect to see the front feet get tied up from time to time. Winky Wright has the black shoes on, and the red shoes with a little bit of black trim on them is Candelo, if you don't know these two fighters. And of course, Candelo has the JC on the front of his trunk, so primarily the two colored trunks are on Winky Wright, and the multicolored of the Colombian flag, the trunks are on Candelo. Candelo has been based in Denver, Colorado, in the United States of America for the past 10 years, so he speaks English fluently, so he won't have any problems with the directions of Robert Byrd. Winky Wright wants to make a statement tonight. We don't really know how good Candelo is. We do know that he's moving up in class by fighting Winky Wright, but is a guy that had 119 amateur fights, a Colombian national champion 2 times. He was a silver medalist at the Pan Am Games, so he's had a lot of international competition. And he's able to get that right hand through to the chin of Winky Wright. Winky just seems to be getting warmed up here, but that right hand has already found its target a couple of times downstairs, straight through the middle. You know, they say the way to beat a southpaw is to throw the right hand down the middle, and Candelo has been able to execute that on a couple of occasions here in the first round. Winky Wright holds the hands high. He's tasted the power of that right hand from Candelo. Candelo stands in front of him, lets the right hand fly. Misses, does Winky with a wild left hand, a wild right hand, another left hand misses. Tries to work the left hand downstairs. Robert Byrd says to Winky, come on, pick up the pace, as Candelo lands the right hand. Candelo having a pretty good first round here. Winky Wright's the guy who really wants to make an impression, that feels that De La Hoya, and more pronounced Bob Arum, the promoter of De La Hoya, have been ducking him, and he deserves a shot at that title. But you know, De La Hoya, the kind of money that he generates, they don't want to take too many chances alone. When I say that, I kind of smile because De La Hoya has fought everybody. Trinidad, all of them. Mosley, looping right hand gets through. Candelo's having a good first round here. Winky's got a few problems trying to figure this guy out in the early going. Wright trying to touch him up and falling a little bit short. Remember, Winky Wright is giving away 6 inches in reach to this guy, and Candelo knows how to use his reach. He peppers that left hand, it's falling a bit short. Now Winky gets loosened up. Digs the right hand uppercut to the body of Winky Wright, misses with the right hand, does Candelo, and Winky gets his jab through now. Closing seconds of the first round of this fight in the scheduled 12-round affair for the world title at 154 pounds.
We got a bell coming, guys.
There's the bell, ending round number 1. I thought Candelo might have eked out that first round.
And Philadelphia is going to be a fighting city on March the 29th.
All right, as you take a look at our fighters, that's J.C. Candelo, and he has come to fight.
Think about it. Shoot it. Okay? Don't think about it. Here we go, baby. Fuck it out.
Suck us out. Mouthpiece, sir.
Go. Second round, baby.
Mouthpiece, sir.
All right, we're set to go with round number 2. In the year 202, this man, Winky Wright, defeated Bronco McCart and Jason Papillon, and he took the title from Robert Frazier in Indio, California, and a 12-round affair for the IBF title back in October of 2001. This is his first fight this year. Candelo has a lot more confidence now going for him as he touches him up with the left hand, bangs him with the right hand. Winky's getting a little bit more aggressive himself, and now this fight begins to heat up a bit. This is a mandatory defense for the IBF junior middleweight Winky Wright. Yeah, the referee Robert Bird said, watch your heads, guys. Candelo's a good boxer. Winky gets that left hand through there. The southpaw touches him up with the right hand to the face, and then he catches him on the jaw with a left hand power shot. Takes the right hand to the body. Winky gets right in front of him. Did he hurt this guy? Candelo looks a little sloppy in the legs right now, a little loose. Candelo bending over, the digging body shot by Winky. I wonder if it hurt him. Digs behind that elbow again, and now he comes upstairs, does Winky, and you notice that Candelo is sort of shuffling a little bit more. When he came out to start this round, he was very confident. All of a sudden, he's sitting back on the ropes. And Winky bores in, nails him with a light left hand.
Watch your heads, both of you.
And again, you hear Robert Bird, the referee, say, watch your hands, as Winky cracks him with the left hand to the head. It seems like Candelo might be all right now as he comes back a little bit. Now he's got a little more bounce to the knees, up at his toes a little bit more. Winky punishes him with the right hand. Candelo comes back with the right hand of his own. The southpaw right hand is not as powerful as J.C. Candelo's right hand. Robert Bird says, let him up, and box. But Winky knows exactly what to do here as he gets that right hand through, touches up the jaw of Candelo, but he wants to get the left hand power shot through. Goes kind of that hooking movement with his right hand and bangs the side of the body again. And Candelo is not as aggressive as he was in some of the early going in that last round. Winky Wright has turned things around. If he didn't win the last round, he's trying to turn it around in his favor. And as I say that, Candelo opens up with a barrage of his own. Most of this taken on the gloves of Winky Wright. The heads come together. And the danger when you have the southpaw and the right-handed fighter, when they dip and they dip at the same time, those heads come together and Candelo bangs them with a pretty good right hand. Why with the right hand? Winky back and digging body shot. That was a borderline shot, but Robert Bird said, hey, pick him up. Remember, a low blow, whether it's unintentional or not, is still illegal. And it's Candelo back with some shots of his own, the left hook. Candelo get himself set up right now. You see those front feet as they step on each other quite often. And the idea for both fighters is to try to work their front foot to the outside to get positioning and timing so that they can throw their powerful shots. The right hand for Candelo, then the left hand, of course, for Winky Wright. Winky up on his toes, bounces, slides to his right. Now he's got him right in front of him, lined up. Nice dip by Candelo and slides down the ropes and off he goes. Wow, with the right hand that time is Candelo. Winky punches him up with the left hand. And there's the bell ending round 2. And another close round, but I think Wright probably got that one. So I got a dead even after 2.
Don't give him any rounds. You got me? You can't give him no rounds, okay? All you're doing is you're thinking too much. Let it be natural. Okay, everything that we work, let it be natural. Don't think. You need to let your hands go, okay? And don't get too close with him. You're touching shoulders, you're way too close.
Okay? 3 low ones in 1 round?
Okay, JC. Hey, right away. Hey, too close. Stay long.
Now, we'll show you what was called a low blow. You see it's borderline. It's on the kind of that tubing on the trunks, but that's a big wide section and it's very high.
Remember, don't drop right after combo. Pull back to range and keep your distance, JC. Deep breath. Coming right back in. Deep breath. Give me one. Hey, no more giving, no more rounds, okay? Can't afford to. You got to take it from him. It's attitude, baby. Attitude. Everything. Here we go, okay? Here we go. No more getting lazy.
That corner, that's Trevor Whitman, Jake Ramos, Eric Martinez, and Les Coyne, who's the cut man in the corner of J.C. Candelo. Those guys all hail from Denver, Colorado, in the United States of America. This is round 3. The IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World, 154-pound division. Big right hand gets through by Winky Wright. Winky wants to punish this guy to the body and try to get his hands down and then come back upstairs. At least that's what he told me he wanted to do. And he's getting a little bit more fluid right now as he's fully warmed up and things seem to be going his way in the early going here in round 3. However, Candelo has convinced me that he is a very worthy, and I'm not going to call him opponent. This guy is 25-4. He's the IBF #1 contender, and he's also the NABF champion. And here he is battling back with Winky Wright. You notice when Candelo throws shots, it looks pretty good to people that are seated back in the arena here, but a lot of the shots that he throws are taken on the gloves by Winky, who holds his hands high, and now he comes through, digs a body shot, and that time Candelo skips off, and Robert Bird says, hey, we're not here for that. Come on, keep it going. I don't think Robert said that one was on the hip and not in the groin area. Winky coming with the uppercut, straight left hand. There's a kind of a low blow thrown that time by Candelo. If the guy hits you a couple times low, probably a good thing to do is whack him low and let him know that how it feels down there. Well, look at this. These guys are terrific boxers. Look at Candelo. Winky plants his feet, digs a left hand body shot. Candelo right in front of him. Nothing fancy by either guy. They're just here to fight. Two seasoned professionals. Winky Wright comes forward, trying to set his man up now. Winky, touches him, goes with his sneaky left-hand lead.
Let's go, guys. Come on.
Winky touches him with that right hand and then throws the power shot with the left. Bangs him with the right hand that time. On the left side of his cheek, and Candelo comes right back with the right hand power shot of his own. Doesn't really catch Winky. Winky follows him down the ropes, trying to cut the ring off. Now as Candelo tries to slide back to his left, Winky's back in front of him, cuts him off, throws the right hand, bangs him just above the ear, touches him up that time by the right cheekbone. That left hand caught him as Candelo tries to throw shots inside, and Winky is not taking them. They're taking on the forearms of Winky Wright. Now Candelo with his back to the ropes again as Winky punches him up with the right hand that time, bouncing that head back. Now, as they move towards the center of the ring, this is the kind of punching room that Winky Wright can take advantage of. He's an excellent boxer. Candelo has proven to be a very, very tough guy here for Winky Wright, the world champion. And you heard his corner say, don't take any rounds off, you need to win every round. Digging body shots by Winky Wright. That's what he felt he had to do against a guy that, has 6 inches advantage in reach, to try to work inside and punish that body to get those big long arms and hands down. Bell is coming up to end round number 3, and this is a good Winky Wright round. He had a real nice round this time. There's the bell ending the 3rd round.
Take some deep breaths, relax. All right, good work. Relax. All right, you worked the jab better that round. Keep working the jab. If he gets too close, take that half a step back with that hook, okay? Breathe. You'll get your second win. That's it. Where's that water?
Eyes and head buns, man.
Where's the water, man?
Water.
I got it.
And now here's a kind of a borderline shot there again by Winky, and you see that time JC kind of affected by it as he walked away.
Double up on it. Okay? Shoot your right hand, follow with the second one on. Here we go.
Nothing dramatic in this fight, but just a real good pair of professional fighters out here working very, very hard. JC stays on his stool, but Winky Wright's off his immediately. Across the ring he goes, and right after JC Candelo. Candelo backing off, gets back to the ropes again on the far side. Looping right hand by Candelo. Catches Winky again on the elbows, and it doesn't bother Winky when that happens. He does a nice job protecting his body from shots, and he holds his hands high. The only way to really get to this guy is if you throw a stiff right hand and try to get it down between the gloves. And Candelo has done that, but only a couple of occasions has he done it during the course of the first 3 rounds and now into the 4th round of this fight. He bangs behind that left elbow, and that's exactly what he wants to do, is get behind both elbows of JC Candelo to try to get those big long arms down. Because this guy's got a 78-inch reach, and Winky Wright only has a 72-inch reach, but he's closing the distance because Winky likes to fight inside. There's a pretty good body shot that time, but you can see the midsection of both of these fights is going to take more than a left hand to the body and the solar plex area to hurt these guys. They probably, God knows, sit-ups to get in this kind of condition. Unbelievable training these professional fighters do to get themselves in world championship condition. And Winky Wright's one of those guys who doesn't get out of condition in between fights. He's a real good athlete. He just took a big, deep breath, and we should see a second win here from Winky Wright right now. Howard Bird says to watch the shoulders as they kind of lean on each other. Hey, slow down just a hair for a second here, but they're both working extremely hard. Candelo loads up a body shot, goes to the right hand. And that straight, powerful right hand down the middle is exactly what Candelo needs to do. And he got it through a couple of times and just missed that one. Meanwhile, he's touched up with a light body shot by Winky Wright, but Winky seems to be taking some time off now here in this round as he's taking shots by Candelo. Now Candelo having kind of a field day with Winky. Winky still comes forward. Wright's down on his heels though, so the challenger is scoring some points here with about a little less than a minute to go in the fourth round. Winky had a good first minute of the round, and JC opened up and probably took the second minute and into the third minute. And let's see who can get this third minute of the round to win this round. It would be very important for Candelo to go ahead and win this round because I got Winky winning the second and third round. Of course, that's only the way I see it. Paul Smith of Las Vegas, Glenn Hamada of Covington, Washington, and Al Munoz of Glendale, Arizona are the official judges for this fight. It's a very close round and a difficult round to score. But I think the heavier blows, the better blows in this round have been actually landed by JC Candelo. And I'm going to give him this round if it continues to pull the bell. Touches him up, and here comes the bell to end the fourth round. That's it. That's a better round for Candelo.
That guy's suit's flying all over the place. He's slow and slow. Prince, hey, look at me. That's boxing, baby. You do that, you're gonna win this fight. Okay? Keep going to the body. Okay, you're going to his body, you're wearing him down, he's getting slower every rep.
Let him drive the rain off. You want to.
Hey, you know what looked good that round?
Watch this. Winky throws shots early, and you'll see Candelo answer. Winky gets a couple through, and Candelo answers with shots of his own. Another look at this. You see Candelo landing that sneaky kind of uppercut, bangs him behind the ear with the right hand, backs Winky off, and I thought that Candelo landed the majority of the power punches in that round, and I gave that round.
Okay. Jab all the time now. You kept your second win. Don't worry about it.
Working the corner of Winky Wright at Dave Birmingham, Mike Birmingham, Keith Stewart, and Antonio Leonard. All right, here we go. This is round number 5, scheduled for 12. This is a dandy. Like I say, nothing fancy, nothing too flashy, just two consummate professionals working extremely hard out there to try and win the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the world. Winky Wright in the burgundy trunks with his back to you to the right of the screen is the reigning champ. JC Candelo from Barranquilla in Colombia, based in Denver now, is the guy trying to lift this title. He's the NABF champion, which led him to a shot at the #1 position in the IBF. And here's Winky coming back, blasting to the body, and then backing upstairs with his power shot, his left hand to the southpaw. Right hand in the face of Candelo as he's got his back to the rope to the far side. Dancing around to his right is Candelo. Winky tries to cut him off, slides down, touches him up with the right hand, snaps the head back with the right hand again. Right hand is his jabbing punch for Winky. Winky took a lot of the last round off, and now he seems like he wants to try to get some more power shots in this 5th round. And Candelo is a very, very cagey fighter. Things are going Winky Wright's way, and then all of a sudden Candelo will plant his feet, and he gets very, very obstinate stuff as he starts to throw shots. You see Winky throwing some shots, but missing a lot right there. A lot of these are short. The reason again is don't forget the tremendous, and I'll remind you a few more times, I hope I don't not belaboring it, but Winky is giving away 6 inches in reach. And for him to fight out here is very difficult. He needs to be inside. He needs to try to work the body and keep those hands down on Candelo. Candelo, on the other hand, you see that left hand of his, coming down to the hip more and more as we move through these middle rounds. That'll be very important because Winky can nail him with a right hand shot because he will go with right hand leads, and he hooks with his right hand too. And he's got a good right hand hook. Remember, southpaw's hook with the right hand. Bangs that one off the forehead, pushes him off, does right. Candelo plants his feet and he comes forward. Winky having a much better round here with 58 seconds to go in the 5th round than he had in the last round. But he doesn't want Candelo to take it away from him either, so he's got to keep the pace up. He's right in front of him, letting Candelo come in right now. Fighting from the outside is Winky Wright. It's kind of a surprise to me, but it's been effective so far in this round. He's been the ring general as he's dictated. You notice the guy with the long reach falling short with a lot of his punches because Winky is a very, very smart, crafty boxer in the ring. He knows what he's doing in there, and part of the reason why many say Barbarian doesn't want Oscar De La Hoya to take a chance against him. But he's got enough to worry about with J.C. Candelo. This fight's far from over. It's out of 20 seconds to go in the 5th round. Candelo tries to come forward. Winky up on his toes, bouncing around to the right. Candelo just not landing anything in this round at all, and this is a good, definitive Winky Wright round. Chopping left hand misses as he touches him upstairs, and now he pushes him down, and that's the end of round number 5. And I gave, as you take a look at Roy Jones Jr., can he do it? You know, it's amazing. I saw in the local newspaper today about half of the writers favor Roy Jones Jr. and half of them favor Ruiz. But I think it was something like 4 more guys were in favor of Roy Jones. And that would be very similar to the way the betting is. The betting was very much in favor of Roy Jones, and then all of a sudden they dropped about 5,000 people from Boston, where John Ruiz makes his home, one of his homes anyway, from Chelsea, Massachusetts. He actually lives out here in Las Vegas right now in Summerlin.
Start stepping before you shoot.
But they started doing the heavy wagering, and the thing is evened up a little bit. But Roy Jones Jr. is the betting favorite, and from 25 to 30 reporters, these are worldwide reporters around the world, they think that Jones will come out, and most of them that I saw think that Jones will win by decision. We're in the 6th round of a scheduled 12-round IBF Junior Middleweight Championship fight, the 154-pound division. I'm Bob Sheridan. You're watching King Vision around the world, and wherever you're watching, I'm certainly glad that you can be with us. Coming up after this one is the IBF Heavyweight Elimination Fight. President Kendo and Maurice Harris, 2 top-ranked heavyweights will do battle, and then, of course, the Heavyweight Championship of the world, the Quiet Man Ruiz. Will history be made tonight, or will Ruiz get his respect as WBA champ? That's what's on the line. Johnny, we're being informed by our producer, Monty Cohen, just seen leading Caesar's Palace just 5 minutes ago. He's very relaxed, and he won't be fighting for a couple hours yet, probably, but he's very relaxed, and that's the way he's been all week. It's been kind of a different sort of Johnny Ruiz throughout the week, too. More vociferous, more outrageous in his outfits, and taking the lead, trying to make sure that a lot of people buy this fight. Roy Jones Jr. was accused by the Ruiz people of not doing his part in promoting the fight. He did a lot of work. All right, we're in round number 6. J.C. Candelo trying to wrestle the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship away from Ronald Winky Wright. And Winky catching him with shots right now. And what Winky really needs to do is circle more to his right, because he's very successful landing that right hand. For the southpaw fighter, just bang, 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 and then back with the left hand. You see, he's very successful fighting from the outside. Candelo loads up a right hand of his own and taking high on the head of Winky Wright. Winky able to double up, but then he shot him on the chin. Winky now looks at him and kind of shakes his shoulder. Usually when a fighter does that, it means that the opponent got his attention with a pretty good shot. This is round 6, a fairly even round 6, although I think that Winky Wright may be dictating the pace, but right now, Candelo is landing some better shots. Real nice right hand. Winky shakes his head no, and Candelo can steal this round from Winky Wright, in my opinion. Winky forcing the fight, but you talk about aggressiveness, you're going to talk about effective aggressiveness, and JC has landed the heavier blows. This is the 6th round. It's scheduled for 12. These are excellent, consummate professional boxers. And they are working hard in a good pace of this fight. Nice power shot again by Candelo inside of 15 seconds to go now in the 6th round. And Candelo seems to be getting a little bit of confidence back. And as I say that, Winky taps him behind the left ear. Digs downstairs, misses wild with the right hand as Candelo comes forward. Trying to back Winky right on. But up Bird again. And there's the bell ending the 6th round. I think Candelo won that round. You know, I look down my scorecard as you take a look at Winky Wright as they put the ice on him. And again, it's Dave Birmingham, Mike Birmingham, Keith Stewart, and Antonio Leonard that worked that corner. There's Winky doing some nice things in the 6th round. Doing some nice things by getting nailed by a right hand by J.C. Candelo, that is.
Okay. The second one's what comes with the heat. The second one. Okay, get him taller with that right hand. Okay, deep breath.
Start getting on that body now. Start getting on that body.
Is Don King making his way in, the promoter of the century. What a week he's had. He's co-hosting Jimmy Kimmel, a new late-night talk show host. He's been co-hosting all week with Don, so it's been a busy week for him flying back and forth between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. Here we go, round number 7. I'm Bob Sheridan. You're watching King Vision around the world. Glad that you can be with us. Ronald Winky Wright in the burgundy and black, and the multicolored trunks with primarily the colors of the flag of Colombia. From his native home is Juan J.C. Candelo. Candelo had a pretty good 6th round. I get the thing dead even after 6, so Winky Wright's picking up the pace. I see him get banged behind the head. Maybe he did hurt Candelo. Candelo is right down on his heels right now, and if Winky realizes he hurt him, he should go after him with a power shot. Touches him with the right hand. He's looking to land a bigger shot. Digs behind that elbow again. He wants to land something. He's sort of planning and measuring him with the right hand, but he's closed the distance inside. And now Candelo tries to fight off the ropes. I don't think Winky realized that he put him down on the heels like he did. He brought him with something that surprised him. And Winky didn't realize it. Winky tries to set him up with the shoulder that time. And Candelo with his back to the ropes tries to fight off. Banging is Candelo, but it's Winky right in front of him. Now Candelo tries to push his way out as he slides down to his right, and Winky ties him up. Robert Bird, you hear him say no punching when he tells him to free up. Straight with the right hand in his face again, but lightly taken on the left side of the face. Back with the left hand is Winky Wright as he taps him up again to the forehead with the left hand. Misses with the left hand, wild over the head and shoulder of J.C. Candelo. Candelo in front of him bangs back now with his own right hand. Right in front of Winky Wright. No movement by Winky, and now Candelo can come in. He loads up the shot, but it sails over the shoulder. That one does it. The right hand lands. He digs to the body, a nice left hand downstairs. Winky got that right hand on the gloves that time. A couple of uppercuts sail past the jaw of Winky Wright. Winky comes in, gets nailed with the right hand. JC wants to pick it up in the closing minute of round number 7, because Winky probably won the first couple of minutes of this round, and that's the way it's been, sort of a seesaw battle, at least in my scorecard. Rounds very close, and depending on the judges like the aggressiveness or the power of J.C. Candelo, because Candelo, when he throws his power shot, looking good. In the early going in this round, I thought Winky actually hurt Candelo, and now Winky's backing him off. A little bit of blood trickles from the nose and the mouth area of J.C. Candelo, but both of them have an adrenaline flow right now, and there's a nice little pace going here. Winky touches him off with the left hand, then comes right back with another tall left hand shot. Touches him off that time with the right hand, bangs him with the right hook, digs with the right hand to the body beneath the elbow. Upstairs is Winky Wright. Candelo not doing much right now. With 21 seconds to go in the 7th round. Now Candelo fights back as they move towards the center of the ring. Candelo misses wide with the right hand, and Winky makes stay inside with a light left taken in the jaw. Another light left hand taken in the jaw of Candelo. Candelo comes through, has the right hand on the right cheek of Winky Wright. Winky bangs him back to the body, and the pace is really, really good in this fight. Up at his toes, the bell coming up, ending round number 7. Well, that was a good round of boxing, and another very difficult round of boxing to score. So difficult for me. I know the judges won't do this, but I'm going to score it even.
The only time you give up the time is when you stop throwing. Okay, you win it through every combination. You tell you the combinations, you win these rounds clearly. Okay? Okay? Keep your pace going. Don't stop for him. You know you're in better shape than him. You're in killer shape right now, and trust in me, all right?
Well, you hear the corner of Candelo saying you're in better shape and trust in it. And he does seem to land some power shots, although Winky landed enough power shots, I thought, in the early going of the 7th round to hurt this guy. But this guy is in tremendous physical condition.
Right hand, keep working. Take no more. All you do is take a break. Okay, don't get the rounds that way. Okay? Punch with him the whole time. Punch with him the whole time.
Here we go, JC.
You're a better fighter than him. Don't box with him. Let's go fight him. Start fighting his ass down. Okay, now it's back fight.
All right, here we go. Round number 8 from the Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of the University of Nevada in Las Vegas. This is an 18,000-seat arena, and it will be packed before the night's all said and done. And it's pretty full right now. Winky Wright in the burgundy trunks to the right of your screen, and the multicolored trunks to the left of your screen is the challenger, Juan J.C. Candelo from Barranquilla, or outside of actually Barranquilla, Colombia, who has been living in Denver, Colorado in the United States for the past 10 years. I get this fight after 7 rounds, 67 dead even. It's a good boxing show. Both guys, I think the heavier blows at times have been landed by Candelo. Some of the better boxing has been done by Winky Wright. And as I say that, Candelo comes right back. The big difference in the fight, Winky Wright giving up, he's giving up about a ½ inch in height, but he's giving away 6 inches in reach. And Candelo just looks like a taller guy than is Winky. Winky hangs onto the arm and he goes out of that shoulder. Robert Byrd right at the top. He said, no. I don't want anything like that to happen. This is a beautiful fight that's going on right here. If you're a boxing aficionado, I know you love this because the pace is nice, the skill is high, the aggression is terrific, and at different times each fighter does a nice job landing shots. Nobody has been down. I thought that Candelo may have been shaken just a hair in the 7th round, but yet he came back so strong in the 7th round. I ended up scoring that round even, at least on my scorecard. And again, it's very unlikely that the judges will score any of these rounds even. As you know, professional judges have the opinion that there's got to be some little edge for one guy or the other. Anybody can score the easy 10-9 round, but it takes a professional judge to be able to score that one that's so close that a guy like myself can't make up his mind. This is the 8th round. I'm Bob Sherman, and you're watching King Vision around the world. To the right of your screen, J.C. Candelo. Winky Wright touching him up with the right hand now. Southpaw comes to the uppercut that time. Backs Candelo off. And now with under a minute to go in this round, Winky's been much more aggressive, and it's like Candelo just sort of took this round off. Landed a couple of power shots. And I say taking it off, I only mean the fact that he hasn't landed any shots that he hasn't been able to land in other rounds. 30 seconds to go now in the 8th round, and Winky tries to step up the paces as Ronnie yells in, come on and step it up a little bit. One thing that's been good, the heads haven't come together at any occasion during the course of this fight, and that can happen when you have the southpaw. Nice stiff right hand in the face of Candelo, and Candelo's letting this round slip away. Inside of 10 seconds to go now in the 8th round as he's touched on the chin by Winky Wright. Winky is a good fighter. Steps to the left and then around to his right. And there's the bell ending the 8th round. That's the right round in my opinion. This is Roy Jones. This is a live shot now, stepping on the scale.
199.
And he's 199. Just a hair under 199 tonight. Now, when he weighed in officially the other day, he was 193. Johnny Ruiz, by the way, was 226. But Johnny is expected to be about 230. So I would say the 30-pound difference will be more or less accurate.
Get those punches straight back up and then drop to the body immediately. Start killing this guy's body. Start killing him. He can barely breathe right now.
Get your hands up. It's the fight now.
Try to keep outside as much as possible. He's inside, you got him. Bring that punch up and bang that body.
Fight that up, champ.
Come on, champ. Come on, champ.
JC, 9.
All right, here we go. This is round number 9. Scheduled for 12, the championship distance. And now J.C. Candelo wants to pick up the pace, as Kona felt that he might have taken a little bit of the last round off. Both guys seem to have a second win right now in the early going here in the 9th round. Winky up on his toes, bounces to the right, back to his left now back to his right. Plants the feet, shifts again around to his left, and now he circles. This is something we haven't seen too much. Paints left, back to his right, wide with the right hand that time. And all that time, JC just kind of waited for his opportunity to unleash his shot, and when he does throw it, he misses as it sails past the eyes of Winky Wright. Ronald Winky Wright tries to move forward, takes a right hand that time by Candelo. Nobody's really landed anything significant here, and now I say that, and Candelo does land a blow as he comes in. The pace, the pace has been good in this fight throughout. Both guys have worked extremely hard. At times, it seems like Candelo has tried to take a little bit of time off to rest it sometimes, and Winky has been able to grab those rounds back. But it's a very tough, competitive fight. And with this pace in the 9th round, it's very, very tough. And now noticing a big shiner underneath the right eye of Ronald Winky Wright. It's not a major factor yet because it's not closed up. But you can tell that Candelo is getting some shots through. Winky just leans over, walks towards him, a little bit sloppy right now, and the pace slowed down just a hair. As I say that, kind of back on his heels, right, can't get power shots when he's back on his heels like that. The reason for that is Winky Wright is pushing him back, forcing him back. Back on his heels again as Winky bangs him behind the head, comes the left hand inside. Touched up again on the inside, Winky Wright. Wow, with the left hand is Candelo. He gets the right hand through to the southpaw. Winky makes him pay as he touches him pretty good. Blood coming from the nose, the straight right hand targeted for the nose and lands on the nose of J.C. Candelo. Candelo looks like he might be a little bit more gas than Winky Wright right now. As his jaw hangs out, he feints down with his back to the ropes. Now he slides down, he punches into the body. Winky right in front of him, lines himself up, tries to get in position, catches a couple, lets one go. Bangs the challenger off the ropes. Winky Wright trying to line up that left-hand power shot. Candelo now seems like he's got his wind back and his legs have a little bit more bounce in him. And as I say that, Winky plants that stiff left hand right in the jaw of Candelo.
Free up! Free up! Let's go!
The guys are kind of looking for an opportunity to catch their breath here a little bit with 26 seconds to go in the 9th round. But it's Winky who's landing more shots here in this round. At that right hand to the left ear of Candelo. Candelo tries to work inside. His hands are down now. Winky comes upstairs. He can land a power shot right now if he sees it. But there's a bit of fatigue on his side too. Candelo looks to me a little bit more gas than his Winky Wright at the stage right now. There's the bell ending the 9th round. That's a Winky Wright round.
That was a great round. Breathe. Not too much longer, champ. You gotta keep doing what you're doing.
Take confidence. It's not 1 or 2 at a time. You're going for the power shot.
Watch Winky here getting a couple of shots through, and I thought that Winky won that last round. Up on his toes, bouncing around, and his Candelo back, he misses. He catches Winky that time, spins the head a little bit. Winky right back, so you see Winky land about 4 or 5 shots, and Candelo land the one.
You know what you gotta do. It's time to get busy.
This
These
is 10
rounds are yours.
This is 10. We got 3 more.
Here we go. These are
3
yours.
more. Okay? 3 more.
As the American basketball star Shaquille O'Neal. And the big fights bring out the big men. We're coming up to round number 10 at the Thomas and Mack Center. The IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World at stake. 154-pound weight classification here. And this has been a dandy of a fight. Nothing fancy. Nobody's been down. Nobody hurt. Both guys have shown a little bit of wear as there's puffiness around the eyes of both fighters. Now Candelo seems to want to pick up the pace here in the 10th. He, in my opinion, didn't fight very aggressively in the 8th and 9th, trying to get up some sort of second win. Winky hangs on the head, and now Bird, the referee, says stop. Winky just came in with his head down, so a little bit of frustration, a little bit of fatigue too on the part of both guys. Why wouldn't it be? The pace has been really good throughout the course of this fight. This is round number 10. Of course, it's scheduled for 12. Candelo tries to work downstairs, but Wright keeps the pressure on. Winky has him with his back to the ropes, bangs him upstairs, bangs him behind that elbow again. Light right hand thrown out. That's Winky Wright with his back to J.C. Candelo facing you as he flies off the rope. Winky Wright gets the left hand through there. Candelo bangs him behind the left elbow. Looping left hand by Winky. 2 right hands are short because Winky got out of there in a hurry. Winky has a tendency to want to lean on the guy when he bends over in front of him. He pushes him down, and it's a good way to, grab a couple of seconds of being able to catch your breath. Winky pumps that right hand in the face of Candelo, who feints left and right. Now he plants his feet. He's right in front of Winky Wright. Feints off to his right, very short with the right hand is Candelo, who looks fatigued again to me. And again, both guys showing a little bit of fatigue. It's a little bit sloppy here in the 10th round, but what would you expect? It's been a pretty good pace of a junior middleweight championship fight throughout. It hasn't got the type of crowd atmosphere because nobody's been knocked down, nobody's been sent reeling.
Let's go! Up!
Bird says to Winky, stop worrying about his head. Winky doesn't want to get hit by that head coming in. And so what he does is he grabs it and pushes it down. And you heard the referee say, stop worrying about it. Winky seems a little bit annoyed. You see that head's all around, bouncing off the forehead and the side of the head of Winky. And Winky doesn't like it when he's on the inside, but it's Winky who dictates that he wants to fight on the inside. When he fights on the outside, he's giving up a lot of reach. A sloppy round, and now the pace picks up a bit. Winky stays on top of him, continues to be the aggressor. They say that Candelo comes back. Plants the right hand to the left ear of Winky Wright. 18 seconds to go in the 10th round as Candelo tries to mount some sort of offense here. Winky cuts him off, plants a nice stiff right hand to the face, follows it up with the left hand. Closing seconds now of the 10th round of the scheduled 12-round affair. Ronald Winky Wright takes the light right hand, and now he pauses his right eye like the heads came together. And they get inside, the heads do come together, and it's been bothering Winky. That's a very, very close round. I think Winky may just barely have nosed that round out. I'm not sure. But I had the 7th round too close to call. On the way, some recent light heavyweight champs that fought the heavyweights. Michael Spinks and Bob Foster. I had the pleasure of doing both of those fights, and Spinks lost to defeated Holmes. And Bob Foster got knocked out in the 2nd round by Joe Frazier. We're going to have an interview. Mark Goldberg is going to interview Bob Foster, who many say is the greatest light heavyweight that ever lived, and I'd be one of them that would be in agreement with that. This guy knocked out everybody he faced just about in the light heavyweight division, and then went on and had no success as a heavyweight.
You know what you got to do, baby. You know how you got to do.
2 more, that's it. Non-stop. I don't care about stepping, I don't care about head work. You go at this motherfucker and you fight. Come on.
Come on, champ.
I've got Winky Wright on my scorecard out in front in this fight by 3 points, but I also have the 10th and the 7th round almost too close to call for me. So, I mean, this fight virtually is dead even as far as I can see. Candelo has worked very hard. Winky has sort of controlled the pace of the fight. Candelo has fought, I would say, in more spurts where he landed heavier blows and won some of the rounds early as he was able to grab 1 and 4 and 6. I think Winky has really controlled the pace of the fight since the 7th round, but I actually scored the 7th round dead even. And Winky goes right through there, the left hand in the middle of time. Digs to the body, does Winky right back upstairs. Winky's set a groove around the right eye. Now you see Candelo sitting back on the rope, and Winky trying to keep his hands free so he can get out of it something. He's worked the body throughout, and Candelo has been able to hold up to it. Candelo just waits and invites him in. Winky measures him with the right hand, then taps him behind the ear. And now he lets him out and lets him come off. And now JC is up on his toes, bouncing forward, trying to get something going against Winky, and he's parring with his left hand. Both of these men are tired. Believe me, they're very tired because they've worked hard. The pace has been good. And we're in the 11th round. They're both in tremendous physical condition as Candelo tries to trap him with a sneaky right hand inside. And those little traps like that are things that Roy Jones will be trying to do later on with John Ruiz. He has a history, I'm talking about now, Roy Jones is not really, putting out the full effort for the full 3 minutes of a round, but controlling when he does fight. And winning just so many more rounds than when he loses. And that's kind of what is going on right here right now. We're in the 11th round. JC trying to set the trap for Winky Wright. Trying to catch him coming in and time a right-hand shot to the southpaw. Both men noticeably you see the hands down a little bit more as those arms are feeling ever so much more weary here in the 11th round with just a minute to go. Now Candelo's having a pretty good 11th round. As I say that, Winky touches him up. A lot of courage by Candelo because I know he's fatigued. Winky up on the toes, plants, ducks underneath the wild right hand by Candelo. Able to tie him up, chips off to his left. Winky seems to have a bounce back in his legs now in this 11th round, but he's going to get some offense going and he's going to win this round. Back to his left now, back to his right. Straight right hand down the middle again by Candelo. Candelo misses with the right hand. His punches look sloppy right now. They're a little bit wide. And Winky's punches show fatigue in them too as he wraps him with that right hand across the jaw. See the long reach is ineffective right now because he's not touching Winky, right? Winky's trying to time a left-hand shot on the inside. And this is another very close round and very difficult round to score as the bell ends the 11th round. I don't know who you give that one to. I'm going to put it down even again. And I'm going to have to leave this one to the judges.
Right now. This is everything. I want you to think
wanna
about
win
this
this fight?
fight. Both of you guys, hey, I want you to think about your kid and everything. It's got to be attitude, okay? This is everything to you, okay? You're going to take a couple steps back if you don't win this fight. Okay, you got to knock him out.
Come on, Jason.
Attitude. Think about everything, okay? Everything that you have, I want you to think about, okay? This is everything. If you lose...
Box him like you did this last round. Come on, baby.
Winky almost panting. This is Layla Ali. Good-looking girl for a fighter, isn't she? Her husband, Johnny McLean, who promotes her. I'm told that Johnny Ruiz...
Come on, last one.
I'm told that Johnny Ruiz is still not in the house. And actually, you know, if this thing is over in another 3 minutes and President Kenneth gets in and there's some sort of quick knockout, I mean, you could have, you know, that fight, ring walk is, you know, as short as 40, 50 minutes from now, and he hasn't any time to warm up. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure my producer, Marty Coleman, will stay right on top of that and find out what's going on. Meanwhile, what's going on here, we're in the 12th and final round of the 154-pound IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. And now J.C. Candelo just falls down as a little bit of pressure is put on the hip by Ronald Winky Wright. I don't know why he went down because Winky didn't push him that hard. Now he loads up the left hand in the face of Candelo, and when you see a guy go down on his legs like that, it's usually indicative that his legs are very, very tired. And you can see that he's having trouble just trying to lift those legs up now. As he comes forward, he's down on his heels and he lifts up his legs. They're very heavy as Winky plants the left hand right on his jaw. Coming through with the light left hand, that time is Candelo. As he comes in, Winky plants good shots. And he's a little bit wobble right now. A lot of fatigue, and he's running out of gas is Candelo because his legs are really, really sharp. You see how he kind of staggered when he walked back? If I were Winky Wright right now, I'd just keep circling to my right and try to get the guy backing up, the right-handed fighter backing up over his heels because he's weak in the legs. You see that? He almost went down that time because his legs are so tired. Robert Bird says to JC to keep him up that time. Winky just needs to time the left hand. He's going to top this guy with 1:23 to go in the fight. And the fight's close enough that a knockdown could be decisive. It's close enough on my score sheet. There's so many close rounds. I mean, who knows which way the judges are going to go. I think Winky Wright has done enough to win this fight, but the score could be closer than when I have it, or it could be further apart because of these so many close rounds. But Winky seems to be controlling. He seems to be the ring general. He seems to have landed more shots. Some of the more powerful shots have been landed by J.C. Candelo, but there's less than a minute to go right now. And Winky having a pretty good 12th round. And he's really had to suck it up. This guy is fatigued, making a lot of mistakes as Candelo, but Winky's tired too and trying to take advantage of it as he bangs him kind of behind the head. And this is the way he should circle, is trying to get this guy backing up and backing up. If he can back him up, because he goes right down on his heels. And his legs, to him, are like lead weights. And Winky bounces left, now back to his right. That's exactly what he should do. Plants again. Try to get this guy off balance and then land the shot. Now he's got to throw. But instead, JC comes through and lands his shot. 15 seconds ago, it looks like it's going to go to the distance now. The Beano knockout, nobody's been down, nobody's shaken, and Candelo just about had enough because the closing seconds will be very, very happy for him that this fight's over. He tried to show the championship quality, and he's almost out on his feet as the bell ends the 12th round. I give a lot of credit to J.C. Candelo. That was a very, very tough fight, a very good fight, I thought, for Winky Wright. I'll give you my score, but it may be slightly different from what the judges have. Let's see. What do we get here? I got it 117-113 in favor of Wright, but again, there were several rounds that were very, very close, and two that I actually scored even. And here's Johnny Ruiz just arriving. He's going to have plenty of time if the Fresno-Kendo fight goes any distance. A lot of confidence as he salutes the people, and now the Boston people in attendance here give a good shout as Norman Stone was involved in a fracas over the gloves at the weigh-in the other day. He got into a pushing match, and then Alton Ferguson landed a right hand to the mouth of Norman Stone, and Sonny ended up in the hospital, checked out all right, but he's bruised and sore. Again, I've got it 117-113 in favor of Winky Wright, but there are a lot of very, very close rounds, and we'll see how the judges have this one scored. Jimmy Lennon Jr. has moved into position. He's picked up the scorecards, and as soon as he's set, we'll make it official as he gives us the official scoring. I'm quite sure that Winky Wright has won this fight. The question is just how much the judges have it. They have it as much as I have, 117-113. But I think Winky did a sensational job in finding a very, very worthy and very, very game guy in J.C. Candelo. Here's Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judges at ringside, Glenn Habada and Al Munoz both scored the bout 117-111. Judge Paul Smith sees the bout 118-110. All three in favor of the winner, and still champion, Ronald Winky Wright.
All right, so Winky Wright retains the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the world. And those couple of rounds that I scored even, as I told you, the judges wouldn't score them even, and they had a little bit further apart than I had. But the important thing is the judges got it right, the fighters got it right. It was a terrific IBF Junior Middleweight Championship fight, and a great effort by J.C. Candelo. Not quite up to Winky Wright, but Winky is a tremendous boxer with tremendous heart, and this southpaw just never let down at any stage during the course of the evening, and just put on what I thought was a tremendous effort against J.C. Candelo, because it wasn't easy for him. It wasn't as far apart as the 118-110 that Paul Smith had it scored. Winky Wright retains the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the world.